Namaste, beloveds. This is the um, last video to this um, this series of videos entitled El Shaddai versus Babylon the Great Whore. And this is the tarot card portion of it. And I have um, pulled the cards beforehand, and we're just going to get right into it. This is card number 9 from Esther Hicks' deck. I am a vibrational being, vibrationally emanating desires. It's number 9. And I love that. I hope you can see it. There we go. That light reflect on it just right. Says, I am a vibrational being, vibrationally emanating desires. You live in a vibrational universe that is managed by the law of attraction. The law of attraction is bringing vibrations that are alike together. And so it is important for you to acknowledge that you are vibrational beings, constantly emanating vibrational signals of desire. And when from your human form you offer a vibration of what you want, becomes I'm sorry, let me say that again. And when from your human form you offer a vibration of what you want, because you know what you don't want, so you know what you do want, you cannot contemplate any subject without equal components of wanted and unwanted appearing vibrationally in your experience. And beloveds, that is so powerful, in that in receiving the El Shaddai, you also have to welcome in her shadow Babylon the Great Whore. And you have to be able to truly choose between what you want, because the universe is offering you um, what you want in so many different forms, in so many different spectrums, in so many different frequencies, in so many unlimited ways, because you are an unlimited being. And it is for you to consciously be aware and observe and choose between the two, because you cannot have the wanted without having the unwanted. That is the law of attraction. Okay, that was very powerful. The next card I pulled from the Medicine Woman Inner Guidebook by Carol Bridges, and the card is number 5. And in her deck, it is called the Peacemaker. In the regular deck of tarot cards, it is the Hierophant card. I love the colors. I love the hands. I love the energy from the hands. I love those there, who are there to get what they need to get. I love the trees in the background. And I love the doorway and the framing of the door. There's a lot there. And then that's framed by this rainbow of indigos and purples. And it's number 5, which is the number for humanity. Let me get into it. 5, Peacemaker. Number and meaning 5. Meditation, traditional name, the Hierophant. Medicine Woman, the Peacemaker, interfacing with the world. Affirmation, I am the mediator between my God self and my world. I bring the within outward, recognizing that my presentation and the world's response are just. I am at peace with all outcomes. The card speaks. I am the guiding voice speaking to you from within your heart, combining the soul's needs with those of the world. I tell you when to speak and when to be silent. I am the go between, the bridge. I am the one who knows the ways of the world, and yet I am not overwhelmed by them. I tell you how to bring your highest vision into creation. If you have listened to the tarot cards before me, you have seen what can be. You have created a supportive structure for your ideals and ideals. Now I tell you how to present yourself through these structures. I am your interface with the world. If you are not within a structure, be it job, relationship, or society, which supports your wholeness, you may find me suggesting outrageous things. Depending on how non beneficial your structure is for your self actualization, I will cause trouble. It is my role in whatever way I must to move you through the changes required for your spiritual growth. Your choice is to create a path of your choosing, and I will open the earth before you. So, this is an aspect of your conscious awareness coming forth through this and speaking as the hierophant, or in Carol Bridges as the peacemaker. And she's saying, I'll do whatever it takes for you to actualize yourself. I'll open the earth up in front of you, let you fall in. I am a master of protocol, the right ritual of every situation. I understand completely what is expected in conventional terms, and yet I never miss an opportunity to shine a light through any crack I see. At times I have appeared as the gypsy prince, holding the mysteries in my consciousness and acting intuitively in the world. I have been called the peacemaker, for I understand every side of every dispute and always bring the polarities into balance. I realize that a suffering person suffers because she has become ready for a new and higher level of being. If you listen, I speak the way. I am the book of changes. I am the darkness and the dawn. I am the movement in the dance of life. Look to me for revelation of all things sacred. These are the unchanging within the changed. Beloveds, I again refer you to the two videos before this one in this series, this being the third, this reading being confirmation of what was shared spiritually through those. The first video is what came forward today regarding this title and this subject. And the second video is what had come from in the past and was written down and was spiritually led to share again today. And this is the cards that came forward. So it's blowing my mind how synchronistic it is and how tied together it is and how everything is just reflecting and mirroring what has already been said in um, just by using different words and different references and symbols. You will hear me call you on to better things as you pass each chance for change. You will know if you have taken the right step. You will know, for you will feel the presence of the peacemaker inside yourself. I am with you. Self-questioning. Am I willing to move ahead in the direction I see as best for myself, or do I wait until circumstances force me to grow? Exercise. Keep a journal this week of the guiding voice that speaks while you are out in the world in action. Jot down what the voice tells you to do and what you actually do. Meditation. Go for a ride in the gypsy wagon with the prince. Let him tell you how he reveals the great mystery to the world while only passing through. From where comes the trust that he will always be taken care of? What is his power to attract? his ability to let go. Who is this elusive stranger in yourself? Visualization. Realize yourself as a peacemaker. Go now in the eye of your mind and speak clearly where the speaking is needed. Touch where you have previously been afraid to touch. Stand up where before you have sat back in silence. Let love come through where anger lived. Feel the physical changes. Astrological sign, Taurus. I'm a Taurus sun and moon. Foods. It is time for a change. Arrange an occasion where you must eat that which you are not accustomed to eating. Break an old pattern. Learn to enjoy whatever is put before you. Notice the effect both of the attitude and of the food on your consciousness. Colors, a red orange for energy and movement. Be bright and clear. Notice others' response to you on days when you are dressing more flamboyantly and on days when you blend into the woodwork. Each can be appropriate at some times. Peacemaking. It is wonderful to have ideas, fantasies, and high ideas inspire us and give us hope. They are seeds of future health and wealth. Yet, it is easy to let a sprouting garden of ideas die. Aho. The seed energy must be nurtured. Again, beloveds, this is what was spoken in the videos, what came through in those other videos. The seed energy must be nurtured with the tools at hand by you, the resourceful one, and watered by your consciousness of self-responsibility, seeker of the light and rich inner resources, bounty to the point of flowering. Bounty to the point of flowering. How deep is that? Have you here? You take command, distributing the harvest to where it will do the most good. You take your best and offer it to the world. Peacemaking. You make true peace by offering your real self in a way the world can accept. Now, that just slapped me on the butt like a newborn baby, and I hollered. Okay. Y'all didn't hear it, but believe me, it happened. Let me read that again, because I need it. And if I need it, you need it. So, here you take command, distributing the harvest of where it will do the most good. You take your best and offer it to the world. Peacemaking. You take your best and offer it to the world. Peacemaking. You make true peace by offering your real self. You make true peace, Valerie, by offering your real self in a way the world can accept. In a way the world can accept. The world has a hard time accepting. So I have to find ways that the world can accept. And the ways that the world can accept is through art, is through poetry, is through stories, it's through these videos, is through my artistic license and creative abilities as Shaddai and as the Great Whore. So be it. There is something in you that the world, at least some portion of the world, is waiting for. A common problem people face is that they either believe their gifts will be rejected or so do not offer them, or they offer their gifts to people who are not interested. Oh. In the business world, it is of the utmost importance to find your niche. It is no different in other situations. Your niche. It is no different in other situations. If you want a successful outcome, you must not only have a good idea, but you must present it in a way that will be acceptable to a specific group of people. Many people fail because they are not acting much different from the salesman trying to sell refrigerators to Eskimos. Woo! Often people want to make peace with their parents, so they badger their parents to accept them, a technique that seldom works. Instead, without sacrificing their true being, they could simply repackage themselves. By presenting their ideas in terms their parents already understand, or they could just share more fully the parts of themselves that their parents already accept. Go with the flow. If your mother likes your home cooking, share that with her instead of your enjoyment of occult books. Let go of your need to conflict with her. Peacemaking is a fine art. It is often the art of keeping silence, letting go of the ego need to be one up. No one has ever reformed permanently by bullying. The peacemaker is ever watchful, however, for just the right opening to speak, just enough to gain interest and respect. This way, there is no need to argue and no need to back down from your true stance. You proceed systematically and intuitively forward at a steady pace, counting every tiny advance as a success. Thus, there is no war, there is slowly expanding cooperation. How perfectly beautiful is that? I'm going to pause for one moment, beloved. Okay, beloveds, let's move forward. Um, let's see. The next card is taken from the Isis Oracle by Elena Fairchild. And the card that was pulled is the Temple of Carnelian, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. And just to let you know, I felt this card coming before she was pulled. I did feel her. Simply because of the El Shaddai and the Great Whore of Babylon. Temple of Carnelian. Entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet again. Let me just get into it. You have strength within you. It is time to trust in your own boldness and courage, taking risks that feel true to your heart and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable, are going to help you live the life you were born to live. In the fierce belly of Sekhmet, the lion-headed sister of Isis, the Egyptian goddess of passion, courage, and fire, there is no room for procrastination, self-doubt, or turning back. She urges you on to your high destiny, calling to you to believe, keep going, reach higher, and expand wider. You can do so knowing that the Temple of Carnelian will bring you warm strength, encouragement, and deep trust in your own body wisdom to guide you through any situation or relationship that may rise to test you so that you can grow into more of your magnificent being. This oracle calls you to have the courage of your convictions, to have faith in yourself and your own process, to be fearless as you are assured of victory. Sekhmet will not be defeated. If you are concerned that you are biting off more than you can chew or not sure about the path you are taking, if you are up to the standard, or if you will ever gain the recognition that you feel you deserve, know that as you enter the Temple of Carnelian, into the fire belly of the lion-headed priestess, you shall be guided. to success. Sekhmet comes alive with boldness. Let me again try to do this without the light. Let me try to do it without the light, beloveds, because, okay, let me turn the light around and see if that'll make a difference. Okay, that made a little bit of difference because that glare was getting to me. Okay. Sekhmet comes alive with boldness. Her power grows with courage, and her fire will burn bright in your life as passion, success, and victory. She says fortune favors the bold and guides you to take the leap you know in your heart it is time for you to take. Wow, I just saw lightning flash in these words. Okay. Trust that she will protect your love, heart, and vision, encouraging you to shine most brightly. This oracle also brings a particular message about divine justice. If you are involved in or witnessing a situation that seems unjust, abusive, or concerning, and are worried that it is not right, the Lion Sister Priestess tells you that it shall be resolved according to divine justice, and there is nothing to fear. Pray to her in unconditional love for help, resolution, and trust. If you feel intuitively to act, then do so. Otherwise, allow her to have her way as she has done and always will do. There is much more unfolding in life than we can possibly know consciously, and her ways are vast and many. Divine justice always prevails. This oracle is also a yes to any question that you have been asking. Any obstacle in the way of manifestation of your desire will be cleared away. Sometimes it is our own ego that is cleared. So don't worry if there are a few bumps on the path. It is just part of the manifestation of the desire. Sekhmet assures it will come to pass. In fact, the manifestation has already commenced. Ritual healing in the Temple of Carnelian. If you have pieces of carnelian crystal, jewelry with carnelian, or even orange, red, brown colored cloth, crystal, clothing, or candles, you may like to bring them into your sacred space for this healing. Once you have created your ritual space, sit comfortably with your spine in an upright position and close your eyes, taking your breath and your awareness deep into your belly. Be aware of a light growing in the belly, warm and strong. Imagine following the light into the belly. Deeper and deeper you go until you become aware of a vast pyramid made of huge ancient sandstones with swirling sand patterns on its face. It is warm, pulsating, alive with energy. Take your time to sense the entrance to the pyramid. You feel effortlessly drawn towards the entrance, and you descend quickly into the pyramid itself now. Inside there's darkness and warm torches of rich flames. As your sense of awareness adjusts to being inside the pyramid, you sense warmth and vibrancy. There is an altar, excuse me, there is an altar with flames burning in a huge bowl made of carnelian. The warm red and orange tones and the light of the fire burning create a golden glow in the room. Just feel the power, warmth, and energy in the temple, warming you from within. You become aware of a great being stepping out from behind the altar into the center of the temple. Her energy is powerful and her presence is very strong. She steps forward as a golden lion headed goddess, vibrant and radiant like the sun. She sweeps her hand before your eyes, placing a soft filter before your eyes so that whilst you are in the temple, you can gaze at her without being blinded by her intensity and light. Whew. Okay, me playing with the light. Okay. She is radiant and powerful, fierce and filled with heat and energy like the sun. You bow your head in deep respect, and she nods in acknowledgement. She gestures to the largest cornelian bowl filled with fire. In the center of her cornelian temple, you notice the fire in the bowl gazing at its dancing flames. You know that she is offering you use of the central flame. It will purify any matter that you offer to it. You can choose to release into the fire any fear, doubt, uncertainty, or habit that you would like that would hold you back from fulfilling your high destiny and allowing life to flow through you to the greatest degree. It won't always feel comfortable. Sometimes it will feel challenging and scary. But even with that underneath it, it will always feel right. Do you dare surrender energies that would hold you back into her divine fire? Once the fire of Sekhmet consumes and destroys these energies, she will gift them back transformed, but you will not leave her temple the same as you entered. Are you ready and willing for your own transformation to occur? She waits for one moment longer and then steps forward. It is time for you to decide. She deftly raises her arms and the fire leaps. Now is the time to toss away what you no longer need. Do it now. Feel the exhilaration as you let it go. Let yourself moan or release a cry as you do so. Let your entire body, mind, and soul release into her magnificent fire. When you are done moments later, the fire dies away, and within the bowl there is golden dust. Feel the peace in the temple and the knowing in Sekhmet's eye as she inclines her head, acknowledging that you have trusted her and received her healing grace. Be at peace with yourself now. Sekhmet waves her hand over the golden dust in the carnelian bowl, and it gathers itself in a swirling light all around you. Let it settle in your body, your chakras, your hair. When the swirling has finished, Sekhmet is gone, and you are outside the pyramid again, traveling but quickly towards your belly and breath flowing. You are changed. Well done. Take your time and be aware of yourself in this space. When you are ready, just open your eyes. Beloved, as I was reading that, um, the video of Remember the Time kind of flashed before me, and the fact that there was a cat in the scene and the golden dust that Michael used and the swirling of it, and the title Remember the Time, and the title of this series of videos, El Shaddai, she of the breast, she who feeds, the mother goddess, mother god energy, the divine female, and her shadow part, the divine whore, she who misleads, she who leads in lust, she who searches after power and money and fame and glory and fake lights and false preachers, and the decisions that you have to make. And like I said, um, the breath in the belly, the messages in that, and the fire and the carnelian, and the nodding of the head, which is everything is going to be transformed. and transmuted by the fires. Incantation of the fire belly of Sekhmet. You can say this incantation to overcome any fear or doubt you could possibly imagine, to get energy and fire into any issue that seems stagnant or blocked. Only use the incantation when it really feels right to do so in your heart, because it is powerful and it will have effect. And sometimes when our heart tells us patience is needed, we are better to wait and allow situations to unfold rather than throw the gauntlet down and ask powerful Sekhmet to step in and sort it all out. She isn't very subtle. However, when we really do need the power of her action, our beloved lion sister priestess is here for us. Just don't expect to control the effects of her power. And always say the incantation as a whole. So you are calling on unconditional love to guide the process. Sekhmet, who loves me unconditionally, brave, bright as fire, bold as can be, bless this situation with your healing power. Do it now, this very hour. I offer you love and gratitude from my heart as you liberate me from this troubled dark. Sekhmet, who loves with passion and might, you assist me now with your eternal fire bright. And that was that card. And that which led me to um, want to do a tarot portion of that was the 2013 Oracle Ancient Keys to the 2012 Awakening by David Carson and Nina Simmons. And beloveds, the card that was pulled, and like I said, the energies that has to come forward are in the revelations of this card. Um, this card has two faces. This card is number 7, Dear Man, and it is compassion. The deer man is a night creature, but related to solar energies. His antlers are a symbol of the tree of life. When he sheds them, it is a sign there is regeneration in the cosmos. He represents virility and ardor. He teaches us to sacrifice in order to acquire compassion. He is a symbol of swiftness and solitude. He brings messages from other planes of being. And beloved, this to me is the archetype of Osiris. And Osiris has been coming up a lot lately for me. And like I said, it's no surprise to me that in featuring El Shaddai and the Whore of Babylon, it would be the divine masculine showing up in the form of compassion between the two polarities. Um, and the number 7 has been showing up. And Dear Man, compassion. Here we go. And I'm told to a flamingo has also come up, and Dear Man and flamingo have energies and messages of revelation. You can Google flamingo medicine or what the spirit animal means, spirit message or metaphysical message. Deer Man is a mysterious creature who is seen in deep woods or forests. He is the double-headed stag who fell from the sky. Stag medicine gives him superhuman strength. He wins every spiritual battle. He knows every chamber of the human heart It is said that Deer Man came to Earth to teach the hunter warrior how to revere, how to reverence life, and how to take it. The people with these teachings went to war with Smoking Mirror, who was greedy for blood and devoured human hearts. Deer Man's followers defeated Hummingbird of the Left, a dark face of Smoking Mirror. Deer Man wore a horned snake as a belt around his waist. Horned Snake was his advisor. Deer Man is a twin of the Lord of Flayed, and as such symbolizes renewal and plenty. Deer Man has appeared many times in diverse cultures over the earth. There have been many encounters with Deer Man in Middle and North America. Deer Man is keeper of the heart. He embodies the marriage of compassion with wisdom. He has the power to melt every conflict in life. Again, the polarities between El Shaddai and the great whore of Babylon. Deer is the teacher of the magic of the heart, the animator of the hand, and the balm of the tangled mind. Compassion has sweet eyes and sees the sacred beauty of all life, including the beauty of self. That is very powerful. And just dealing with the segment card and the card before that, and realizing the power of self. And just in the 2 videos prior to this, understanding the universal self and the mastery of self, and the marriage of the process of conscious awareness and its ability to be observed. There are many old tales of meeting with Deer Man. One old tale tells of a cruel tyrant who makes life miserable for all those about him. He pillages, murders, and joyfully inflicts pain and sorrow on others. When the tyrant meets the Deer Man, he realizes his own self-loathing and fear. His heart suddenly opens, and great compassion is born within him. He does his best to make amends to all he has harmed. The rest of his life is dedicated to service and loving kindness to others. Compassion is the understanding that there are no insignificant events. A minor event affects the totality of being. When we pick up a stone or step on an insect, it very subtly changes us and our world. Okay, beloveds, I've got to share what I just got. In the prior other 2 videos, I brought up the government, and I brought up Donald Trump, and I brought up Brooklyn, and the Brooklyn 5 just came up. I think that's what they were called. I know it was 5 black young men charged with a crime dealing with Central Park. And Donald Trump came up in that. Again, Donald Trump and the grid of Brooklyn in New York, in the United States. Spirit is really making a point of this energy. And let me read this again, because this came up in this. So let me get to that again. Compassion is the understanding that there are no insignificant events. So that those 5 young men and what happened, and Donald Trump and his history with blacks, and the city Brooklyn itself. And I'm seeing Spike Lee now in the movie, and a minor event affects the totality of being. A minor event affects the totality of being. And I keep seeing and hearing, do the right thing, do the right thing, do the right thing. When we pick up a stone or step on an insect, it very subtly changes us and our world. Our every act has meaning. Compassion seeks the highest order of perfection. Compassion is the awareness of the suffering of others. It means to help your brother or sister out of difficulty whenever you can. Compassion is the way of service. It is the greatest yes to life. I am my brother's and sister's keeper. Came up in the previous videos. Um, Compassion is everything has been coming up in the previous videos. Compassion as a way of conscious awareness. The compassion of the Christ consciousness. Compassion came up in the Hierophant cards. I am a vibrational being, vibrationally emanating desires. So allow your desires to be of compassion. And understand that as you are looking at compassion, this is where the Donald Trump thing comes in. Uncompassionate is there to be viewed and observed as well. You're going to be given the whole spectrum, and you have to make the decisions as the mother of the energy that you're going to foster or give birth to. Whoa, that was deep. And here we have the dear man in marriage of compassion. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are a total of 16 spikes. I don't know if they're called spikes, but prongs. Okay. Prongs on the antlers, beloved. And you have 2. So you have the polarity, the duality, and you have them touching in the middle with a light in between. So they're creating, nurturing, and fostering an energy of creation. So that is a marriage of compassion as well. Compassion seeks the highest order of perfection. Compassion is the awareness of the suffering of others. It means to help your brother or sister out of difficulty whenever you can. Compassion is the way of service. It is the greatest yes to life. Compassion streams through the universe, riding the thrumming rhythm of life. Time and space and movement can be collapsed into one universal resonance because it is the first sound of creation, the great Om. Dear Man speaks the common language that links us all. Dear Man gives the power to act or not to act when confronted with problems that confound the mind. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. Okay. I just saw Bambi's father and Bambi being frozen, and Bambi's father yelling at him and come on, come on, and Bambi's father not being confounded, but Bambi being young froze in the face of danger. So this is very powerful. This Like I said, time and space and movement can be collapsed into one universal resonance because it is the first sound of creation, the great Om. Dear Man speaks a common language that links us all. We all recognize Bambi, and the mother was killed in Bambi. Like I said, this title, this energy, this divine feminine energy in this message is very clear. It's very clear. Dear Man gives the power to act or not act when confronted with problems that confound the mind. As we search into life's mysteries, all about us we see the suffering of others. We see their struggles, their mistakes, their pain and sorrows. The deep pathos of the human condition. Compassion gives one the power of the opened heart. It is not rational, nor sentimental, nor logical. It is beyond. It is the humble strength that can move a mountain. Compassion is freedom from the material world. That just blows me away because one of my mentors, um, I went to his page today, and that was the message of his page. Um, Opening your heart, using compassion, the divine feminine being the yin path, and that compassion is freedom from the material world, from seeking the wealth and the needing of things and the control of things. Compassion clears that up. Dear Man sees a world of spirits, a knowing behind states and conditions. This means knowing purity by traveling deep into the human shadow through compassion. Compassion is the milk of experience. Like I said, this is coming. The divine feminine is speaking so clearly in so many ways, and the same messages are so clear. El Shaddai is about the breasts of the divine. Compassion is the milk of experience. Compassion is courage to face and fight with yourself until you are rid of false beliefs. It is a self compassion as well as the compassion of others. Compassion is the courage to find, acknowledge, and love your true self. Culture traps one in the game of self importance to strive to get to the top. That is where this Brooklyn is coming in. That is where the culture of hip hop that I'm seeing that has to do with Dr. York, that has to do with striving to get to the top. That is where the Republican Party factions into and beyond the racial divide because it is about the gatekeepers and caretakers and the overseers of that energy making way and protecting it and keeping it supplied with victims because it lacks compassion for itself. Culture traps. Trap is a form of hip hop, trap music. Culture traps one in the game of self importance to strive to get to the top. Dear Man is humble even when his great ability and strength. He knows that the intellect can be proud. He knows that true humility is one of the most difficult of all powers to carry. Dear Man knows that he doesn't know within the paradox of knowing. Let me say that again because that is so freaking profound. And I really want you to pay attention to it as this is the divine masculine coming forth and saying this humbly, okay? In a series that was about the divine feminine is wisdom, all knowing, all wise. And this is the dear man, humble masculinity, strong, overcoming the self and the self importance and the culture traps of the game of the maleness to get to the top. In the other videos, it came across as dog eat dog. Like I said, this is just blowing my mind how this is so interwoven, not so the guidance is so pure. Dear man knows that he knows nothing. Dear man knows that he doesn't know within the paradox of knowing. He knows he doesn't know within the paradox of knowing and not knowing. He accepts the not knowing because he is humble. And he doesn't have to strive to get to the top or compete in the field of knowing and intellect because he knows the order of things, the divine order of things, and he doesn't have to compete with it. He doesn't have to try to kill it. He doesn't have to do anything. He has been able to dwell in the shadows and to take out that which was within his own shadows, which would not allow him the gift of being okay with not knowing, with the paradox. Compassion is beyond belief systems. It is finding your lost heart, realizing your deep love, and giving it to all of creation. If beautiful dear Stagman has sauntered into your card spread, open up your heart to others. Walk past fear, judgment, and ego investments with your own or others. Be true to your highest light and the pulsing heart of kindness. Bring a little tenderness into your own situation or the situation of another. Bless your adversaries, or at least call a truce. There we go with that peace. The sacred master, dear, may even show you that your enemy is your disguised friend crying out for help. And a lot of that was found in the movie Bambi. A lot of that is shown by the gentleness of the deer. I've been showing Kuan Yin, and here we have the masculine version, which would be the Christ consciousness. And it's truly a beautiful thing. And that is born of the divine feminine, beloveds. All must come through the divine feminine. That is the paradox of not knowing. Namaste, beloveds. Thank you so much. I hope everything that has been shared touched a part of you that needed it and that opens you up to explore more and deeper from your own conscious awareness, asking for your own revelations to be received. And please share them. Share them in artistic forms or on your page page or on YouTube or however you choose to share, beloveds, because, like we read, one ripple does make a difference. It makes a difference. That the smallest thing that you think doesn't matter matters because all is connected, all is one spirit. We are in one womb of sacred space. So, again, namaste, beloveds. Have a good day and happy holidays. Um, if you celebrate or not, happy holy days. These are holy times um, in which we are observing the conscious, the spiritual conscious awareness expanding, literally, figuratively, and it's truly um, a beautiful thing. So it's like witnessing a birth, and from the perspective of a cosmic midwife, it is truly a beautiful thing because there are certain aspects that have been observing centuries unfold, many dawns, many moons, many nights, many lives and lifetimes, much suffering and much joy, waiting for this moment to bear fruit once again. And here we are. So appreciate where you are. Appreciate what has taken place to bring your awareness into this now moment. Be that peacemaker, that peacekeeper. First within yourself and your own thoughts and desires, and then with others. And know that you don't have to force. You don't have to force anything. Not your way. There are multiverses of ideas, ideals, spectrums of frequencies, spectrums of knowing that goes into what you were just given from the dear man. Be okay with the paradox, the not knowing. So when you get those topics of flat earth and this and that and that and that, and the old you will say, understand that those are the paradoxes. Those are the polarities that are needed for this time and space. So you don't have to believe in them. You don't have to support them. And you don't have to argue over them either. Let them be what they are. It is what it is. Existence exists. No one has all the answers, so you wouldn't be here. In this moment, anyway. Peace, beloved.